Women who snitch on their girlfriends for cheating are misogynists. I get it, but I also don't get it. Like, heart of hearts, I'm like, sure. But
But in the text
surface
of text,
level,
it's like he drove.
just wanted to let you know.
Yesterday, she wasn't sleeping over at my house. She was her side link.
No, I feel like I would only tell on a girl if I had proof. With a man, I just have to hear it as whisper through the air. Hi guys, welcome back to Moment of Silence Pod. I'm Sakshi Shivdasani.
I'm Nana Bhan. And today, Moss has taken over and come back for a repeat episode of Hot Takes. Somehow in 2026, we are doing 2025 trends.
Was it a 2025 trend?
It definitely has passed its expiry date.
Yeah.
But suddenly we're damn excited. Like, guys, no one's ever done this before. Let's do hot takes.
No, it's just that, when we're doing hot takes, somehow we made a rule just for ourselves that we can drink.
Yeah.
So I guess that's why we're excited. Monday afternoon, don't stress. It's for work purposes. But yeah, we did one hot takes episode last month, and Nena actually was the recipient of quite a bit of flack.
I was?
Yeah.
Didn't know.
Word off your back.
Yeah. What? Me? The most lovable person on the internet? You guys
Yeah.
don't like me?
Yeah. No, they love you, but they said, what was it actually?
That you are being pick me.
Oh, I'm being pick me. That was the
The
feedback.
feedback was that you're being a pick me.
Okay. So
Yeah.
I have to now fight this feedback off?
No.
Okay.
I'm just letting you know.
Yeah, okay. It was
There was one comment I really liked, which basically said Naina tried to very thoughtfully ask the right questions to let Sakshi explain herself properly. And also that you were defending the men in your life rather than yeah, cool.
Thank you. Thank you to the one person who understands how to structure a podcast. Guys, I have control over the edit. If I wanted to remove that whole thing to make myself look better, I very well could have. And I didn't want to because it's important to have that conversation on the internet. And for a point to come across, someone has to make a contrasting point. If I'm like playing Kourtney Kardashian to the whole thing and going like, yeah, you're so right.
She's so
Gotta
right
go.
for
I have a
that.
thing. It
Yeah.
doesn't work. And now you guys know how you feel about it. So thanks to me, feminism
Honestly-
is evergreen.
A champion in the
A
field.
champion.
I was just about to say, I feel like sometimes we just take opposing stances so that the conversation
Needs to
goes
conversate,
forward.
yeah,
Otherwise, it'll just be like us doing kiki.
Yeah.
But I also don't have a problem if any of y'all disagree with any of our opinions. I feel like there should be room for disagreeing while also admitting that Nena is the hottest person ever with the fattest ass and the juiciest tits.
Thanks. No, I mean, but I don't wholeheartedly agree with the point. And to come back to say that there were some comments that got to me and then I started to like justify it. And then I was like, you know what? I don't want to justify it in a comment.
Yeah.
I just want to say that the one man in my life that I will stand by is my dad. Literally the fucking like OG feminist who literally saw me through class, saw me through a divorce, saw me through taking my life in an unconventional route, saw us being called rundis every day on the internet. And you know what he said to me? He said, fucking punch back harder. Do not back down. Don't let these bitches get to you. And so, yeah, I will defend him. Yeah.
And you must.
Yeah.
Me, I'm not defending. Yeah, but yeah, I agree with you on that.
So, theek hai.
But today's takes, I feel, are completely different because I didn't realize we had so many hot takes of our own. And this time, our audience also, based on the previous episode, I guess, came in hot with their takes. But you want to start with one of ours or one of the audiences?
One of ours, sure.
Okay. I fear mine is a little controversial. I guess that's the point. My hot take that I will back with my full 32 AA chest is cyberbullying is not real. Just switch off your fucking phone.
Please expand on this statement.
Okay. I think I have been cyberbullied for the last 6 years in ways that you can't even fathom. But as long as there are no repercussions in real life, it is the best kind of bullying. You just switch off your phone, just disconnect your Wi-Fi. It's the whole digital arrest thing, right? Like, what do you mean? Your phone died. There's no cyber, like, it doesn't exist.
But how do you work out the cyberbullying aspect of it if your job is on the internet, which means you have to put your phone on to make money?
Right. And there is an option of not reading comments or not reading anything. And
So it wouldn't get to you in any way, shape,
if
or
I'm
form.
not seeing it, then how will it get to me?
You don't see it. Like it doesn't even, a little bit of it doesn't percolate.
I'm saying if it gets to me, I need to switch my phone off and go touch grass. You know what I'm saying? I think if your child is being cyberbullied, you need to take their phone away. You need to, as I'm not saying if there are like real life repercussions also. I'm just like, if someone's like, oh no, I was cyberbullied really badly, what stopped you from putting your phone on charge and going for a run or a walk or a crawl?
I think it works when you're not in school or college. If you have to show up to the same place every day where the people who are bullying you on the internet are available offline.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
typically, I think in new schools at least, they bully you online, but they can't bully you offline, right?
But they can isolate you offline. Like they can make you
Right.
feel invisible offline.
And that sucks. I'm not saying, like I said, the real life repercussions thing. I am talking mainly about adults. I don't discount bullying in schools and colleges is
Yeah.
horrible, 0 on 10 experience. But I will say to anyone being bullied in school, you are going to turn out much cooler than your bullies. So don't stress about that. I understand that is hard. But like content creators especially, it's like I've been getting so many, like we said right now also. And the way you were like, I stopped reading it. Or people going like, something on Reddit really don't go there.
Yeah, don't
Like,
go there.
It's your priority to protect your mental peace. Don't go into places where people hate you.
Yeah.
And be like, oh my god, guys, y'all need to stop saying it. I'm not like bullies to suck only, but you getting affected by cyberbullying, I'm like,
You can switch your phone
switch
off.
your phone off.
So, have you watched the movie The Drama?
No.
So in this movie, The Drama, it's this Robert Pattinson Zendaya movie. The premise is that just before these two people are going to get married, they have a conversation with their friends. Where the friends were like, the one thing we did before we got married was tell each other the worst thing we've ever done. Okay, and I don't know. When you watch the movie, arguably, I think that Zendaya, who became the villain of the plot, did not do the worst thing.
Okay.
Because they said, one woman said that I bullied, when I was 15, I bullied the special kid in the neighborhood and I locked him into an RV and I ran away.
She murdered a kid.
She did some messed up things.
Yeah.
Then her husband said that when he was on a date with his ex, they were walking down a street and this rabid dog, this ferocious dog came to attack them and he used his girlfriend as a body armor,
Valid.
as a shield.
That's
And-
valid.
Okay,
I
and it was
guess.
her birthday.
Oh,
And she got
happy
bitten
birthday.
several times by
Oh
this
no,
dog.
she got bitten. Okay.
Okay,
that
and he
sucks.
ran away. Robert Pattinson's character said that when he was in school, he cyberbullied the shit out of this one kid to the point where that kid had to switch schools.
Okay.
And then Zendaya said that when she was a teenager, she was almost a school shooter.
And then she didn't end up shooting because there was another shooter. My friend told me the plot of this.
Yeah.
And she would not get the attention she wanted, and then it changed the trajectory of her life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then everyone, immediately when Zendaya says this, everyone fucking loses it. Suddenly, everything that they did, which I think, if you watch the movie, was quite as
2
bad.
out of 4 are definitely worse.
Yeah.
The woman who locked a special kid in an RV, straight to hell.
She's the one, this white woman who turned around, she's like, oh my god, don't you know that my cousin is in a wheelchair because of a shooting? And then she turned the entire group's feelings towards Zendaya around. So even if somebody had like a moment of doubt, she was suddenly like, you better like side with me or you're fucking nuts.
Honestly, she didn't even do it. So I think that's unfair. Obviously, she was going through her own shit that she considered it also. But definitely locking someone in an RV and having the town look for him and everything is on any scale. This is rage bait. That is definitely far worse. And then your girlfriend, like using her as a shield, is gross. But it would have been funny if she didn't end up getting bitten. You know?
Yeah.
And the cyberbullying can still continue if you switch schools,
Yes.
is my hot take.
Yes.
So it's sad, but
It is what it is.
what did he say on cyberbullying?
This is what that basically he bullied the kid so hard that the kid had to switch schools.
I think physical bullying, verbal bullying is horrible. Cyberbullying, I get it in terms of like, yeah, you can say mean things online and you can make someone's life hell. But if there are no real life repercussions, then I think parents just need to regulate internet usage.
I think
Yeah.
there were, in the movie, they do show that, I think, because they were in the same school, and I think it was fat shaming. So then the cyberbullying also converted to like IRL stuff in school. which
Yeah,
really shows.
IRL stuff, I'm not even. In fact, I think cyberbullying is much better than whatever the fuck was happening in our age in school when there was no internet. Because you know, on the internet, kids can be like, "Oh, haha, look at me, I'm being so mean." But then, in my school, some guys picked up one guy and put him in the urinal and shit. That's horrible. That's like disgusting. And we didn't even have cameras in the bathroom or anything. So no one even knew that this happened. And cyberbullying, eventually you can make a case for it. In fact, I think it's arguably, if we were ranking, it's the best kind of bullying. Because you can make it literally is a paper trail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless you do it on Snapchat.
Unless you do it on Snapchat. But why is your kid
Like
who's
my
at
bullying streak is on an all-time high. Yeah.
why is your kid who is bullyable age on Snapchat?
I agree.
Yeah.
But when we were kids,
When we were kids, we didn't know the repercussions of the internet. We too had like free reign, Omegle, random people's dicks. Like we had ASL when we were 12. These kids don't need to have access like we did.
okay. Shall we move on?
Yes.
I have another hot take that'll kind of
Ruffle some
I've
feathers.
literally only constructed it to ruffle feathers.
Okay.
And I'm speaking of this in a very specific bracket, okay? Okay, my hot take is waiting on invoices broke is worse than being actually broke.
Dude, honestly, I get it because you know when you're waiting on invoices in your head you're rich.
Yes.
So you're spending like you're rich. But you don't have the money in your account, and when your money comes in the account, you're spending that same money 40 times till your invoice comes. So then you're actual broke after.
Yeah.
But if you're broke, then you're
Then you know that nothing is coming.
Yeah.
So you can actually operate in scarcity mindset.
Yes.
When I'm waiting on invoices broke, I'm operating in Ambani mindset.
Hmm.
You know, I'm like, you
Yeah,
need
yeah.
that cash to do like other things. Like right now, we want to make another IP. Now we are invoice rich.
yeah.
But like liquid wise,
We can't afford it.
I have a take which is related.
go for it.
It's that influencers are underpaid actually.
Please continue.
But yeah, let me explain. Basically, considering what the trade off is, which is your entire privacy and your private life, it the amount that you get paid is not worth it. That's one part of it, okay? Even if you discard that, imagine if Netflix told you to create a video for it every day and at your own cost, and then it went viral and people loved it and wanted more. And Netflix was like, yeah, just continue making it at your own expense, and we're not going to pay you, and just hope that brands come and pay you. That's point number 2. And point number 3, the amount that Mark Zuckerberg and Meta is making off of influencer content is 100x what brands are paying influencers.
Okay.
So
No notes.
that completing my thesis, if you look at all of these things, influencers are actually underpaid. But everyone is underpaid under capitalism. So
Hmm.
yeah.
I was just that's what I was gonna say. I feel like if you're talking about the privacy trade-off for sure, but like not for sure. I think I feel like Ashna's take is so interesting to me because only someone who has absolute like has a debilitating like I don't want to be on camera no matter what happens will be like having your privacy out there is so scary.
It's not scary, but it has a cost. Like, I think we give up that cost really fast because maybe we don't prioritize. But imagine
Exactly.
if someone asked Arjun, put yourself
Yeah.
on camera, how much would he quote for that?
He can't. No one will pay him how much he
Shut
wants.
up, yeah.
No one will pay him how much he wants to get paid.
Okay, but that means he still has added a value to that.
Yeah.
Which we're like, okay, that makes us the biggest like self abandoners, which is like, here, everything in my life, everything to this point, any good thing, bad thing, whatever has happened to me, this is for you, for
But
free.
That's why I feel like we are compensated fairly. Like a person who is working, a person who wants to be an influencer or is okay with their privacy being out there and is working a 9 to 5, because just in terms of hours they work longer, or especially the people working behind the scenes are working the same hours as us. So if they have anything of wanting to be influencers, or they're like we're working on the same project, why are the people on camera being paid much more? Because everyone's working on the same project. But I guess we are getting paid for our marketing, right? We are the billboards and brands pay us to be seen on the billboard. And if you see a billboard costs 10,000 rupees for the day, and we are human billboards that cost
More than
more than that,
ठीक
was
है.
my logic. But yeah, I guess equating people to billboards is like to be a billboard, I guess, costs money. You know what I'm saying? Do you have any thoughts on this?
I think that I agree with Ashna.
Journey?
Yeah. And this I'm saying, having like worked in an office setup and being a creator, I don't think that the hours are equitable at all. And I understand anybody who's building their own business will put way more hours into it.
Yeah.
Privacy is, I feel like, the smallest cost if you want to look at it like that, because we don't mind. But all of us are independently an entire production house, walking, talking, right?
Yeah.
You are the writer, you are the PR, you are the face, you are everything, you're the director, etc. So if you were to put a room of these people together and attach each of their salaries to a cost,
It
then-
would be what
No,
we
it's
get paid for
fair.
a reel.
yeah, so it's fair.
So I think we're compensated fairly. I wouldn't say we're overpaid or underpaid.
Okay. A woman's natural leadership abilities have been marketed as motherly instincts.
Yeah. Do you agree?
I agree.
Yeah, I mean, if you see through history, matriarchal societies and like women are the natural providers, because technically all the survival stuff, man created capitalism, and now they're like, oh, look at me, I go out and make money. But all the genuine survival, which is like food and nurture and everything, and budgeting for the household is also done by women. All of these things are leadership, but they're confined to doing it in the home. And if you see, when women go out in the workplace, if the opportunity is truly equal, women are better equipped to be in the same workforces as men, other than physical jobs.
Yeah.
My hot take that I like how Naina is taking from the audience, I'm taking from my own. Okay, I think being a gold digger is not a problem at all. If a man only has wealth to offer, he cannot blame women for getting attracted to it.
Agree.
Agree?
Hard agree.
Also, I think the only people upset about gold diggers are men that don't have money. Agree? So basically, when I had posted on my page, or tell me hot takes, at least 10 to 12 ones were like, oh, you know, being too pretty is, no one talks about the downfall of being too pretty, and being too hot really is isolating as an experience, and it's not talked about enough as a struggle. And based on that, my hot take is, if you're a hot girl and think it's lonely being so hot and being too pretty is a bad thing, then actually it is that you have never developed a personality.
I don't agree.
Okay.
And I'm not saying this from my
My
own
own
life
hotness.
experience.
My own isolating hot experience.
No, I've seen there are a couple of women in my life who are devastatingly beautiful. Okay, devastatingly beautiful, and I have seen from outside the way that their lives are conducted. And all of these women are smart, they're all nice, good people, and they try not to lead into a room with the fact that they're good looking simply because of the fact that they are constantly humbled at every step of the way. I have seen one that everyone around them is constantly putting them in competition. If they enter a room and they're looking genuinely like good, no one is going to be like, oh my god, you look amazing. They're going to be like, oh, she did that. How the fuck could she do that? You know, that.
Yeah.
And secondly, the men really fuck with them so hard. They manipulate them. They really go at the jugular where they can find one insecurity and unravel it super hard. And yeah, I think even if they don't want to be bringing up the way they look in a room, it's always brought up and they're always made to feel like.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not discounting their experience in any capacity. I just feel like if you're like, oh, guys, I'm constantly discriminated against for being too hot, I think it's just that I understand when people meet you for the first time, they're super intimidated because they're like, okay, this person has their shit together, this person has this. But if they're meeting you more than 2 times and they're still putting themselves against you, or they still have that notion, because even if I'm extremely jealous of someone and they are nice to me, I'll be like, this is a me problem, right? But if everyone you come across, I'm not saying you have to be nice to everyone, but you have no friends and you think it's because you're too hot. You being too hot is true, but you having no personality also must be true.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah.
Fair. No, I'm trying to think of if there's a way I can yes and this to somewhere else.
And wait, I'll only try.
I have like an anecdote.
Yeah. Go for it.
Earlier in my career, I worked an agency job for about a year, and I was like the only other girl on that floor, and everybody else was basically a man. And I think in my first week, I showed up very sharp, like always like wearing like a shirt and dressed nice, carrying like a nice jacket and stuff. Just because I was trying to put my best foot forward, right? But literally on my second day, I started hearing like people like talk about like, oh, who does she think she is? Who is this girl? She should come in or whatever. And then it basically got tracked back to the only other girl on that floor who was way more senior than I was, first of all. And I don't know where that came from, but then obviously like my seniors just told me that don't like think too much about it. But also as someone young at their first job, it was obviously like kind of annoying. And I'm not even like putting this on like being pretty or whatever. I was just showing up like dressed well, whereas everybody else was a little more casual. I just thought I would put my you know what I mean? So it's like, I feel like those kind of situations make me kind of agree with Naina a bit more. Like, yeah.
I know that people are intimidated and are slightly meaner to hot people. I'm not discounting that, and I know that jealousy is like again a huge thing. But if time and time again, every single time, every single woman you meet is like, "Ugh, I can't talk to her," 100% it's not because she's too hot. If you're like, it's so isolating being so hot.
I don't agree.
You really?
I don't agree. 'Cause
Okay.
again, similar to Natasha's story, I have a friend who got so bullied at work. So bullied at work because one of the other girls in the team had a crush on this guy in the office who started talking to her. She had to leave that workplace. She complained to HR saying like, listen, this is happening. It's becoming really difficult to work here. No one took her side. These girls went around like in high school, like co-opting every person in every department to make her life so miserable that she genuinely had to leave.
But does she have any friends?
She has had a very hard time making friends.
She should check her personality. I'm
Whatever.
fully backing the take because I'm backing the take. But
I just hate women on women hostility. That's what it's very frustrating because you're like, okay, if a woman is being hostile to you, you first don't want to be hostile back because you're like, but we're on the same team, dude. Like, and then it hurts. It's like a gigantic loss, especially if you're in the same office, in the same like department, in the same thing, because if you guys don't work together, both of you are going to be held down. It's not
For
that,
sure.
yeah.
Yeah. No, and women on women hostility is the worst thing in the whole world, because I feel like women have the ability to be rude in ways that men are like, huh, what? Where did this come from? So I get that completely, and it happens so often. But at least in my experience, I feel like if a girl is not a girl's girl to me, I can pretty much switch that person off.
Yeah.
I think there is a skill to it. I'm not saying anything that happened with you, Natasha, or your friend, or anyone you'll know who are extremely hot people who it's very hard to have empathy for in the first place is right in any capacity. I just feel like after the first 5 meetings, no one cares how you look.
Yeah.
So if after the first 5 meetings, people are like,
You
bitch,
hope
bitch,
no one
bitch.
cares how you look.
Who cares about how you look?
Some people care. And that's the only thing that they
If
think
that's
about.
the only thing, it's the same gold digger thing. If that's the only thing you're offering, then that's the only thing people will care about. Unless their jealousy is so debilitating. But I refuse to believe every single room you go in, everyone's like, I'm so jealous, I'm gonna be a bitch. I'm gonna be a bitch.
Okay.
Like, you know, some people
Yeah.
must have self-awareness.
Yeah.
I think.
I also think the point that you're trying to make is more general, irrespective of gender. Like it's like you could be a hot person, you could also be a guy, but if you have nothing more to offer, then like you should check yourself, right? That's basically what you're
No,
saying.
I'm just saying, if you think people are being like, I don't want to talk to this person because they're too hot, I'm telling you that every single person that comes up to you and is like, oh my god, like I can't talk to her, she's too hot, I don't think it can be consistent across the board. It's like, you know, when you're like, oh, no one wants to talk to me in any room, obviously it's because I have everything. It just cannot be true.
Finally. Someone said how I felt all along. Oh, that feels so much less isolating.
You're so welcome.
So I feel men gossip more than women.
I feel the same.
I don't agree.
Because if I sit with any of my male friends and I ask them, you know, what's happening with somebody else's, like whom I've never met, they will tell me every detail compared to a female friend who, you know, I would meet like every day or maybe every week. She would not know that much in detail. This guy would know about. So I feel men, and also when they gossip, it's very detailed. Huh? It's not like upar se and it's just shut. And then they will analyze it. So I
God.
feel they like gossip more.
This
than-
just in, men are haters.
I want something from Mazda or Sid to the mic, because both of you laughed at this point.
Sid has laughed quite a bit on this.
I think Amrita was completely correct when she said that guys are more into gossip. I wouldn't say more into gossip, I just think we take it really passionately.
As opposed to the women who don't.
No, I'm sure y'all do. But yeah, we hate. Men know how to hate. I think that's established.
I want to add to that. I think the difference is women gossip more in detail, but men hate more while gossiping.
What is this species? I've never interacted with someone from this gossip-loving species.
I'll tell you. Splitsvilla. Watched it? Yes. Who are you? Like, who gossips the most and कहाँ से बिल्कुल फैल के पूरा विला ऐसे पागल हो जाता है? It's the men. Women are fighting on the face. They're
That's
throwing
true.
each other's clothes in a pool. They're doing all
Yeah.
of that. But the men...
The
The
men.
men, they पीछे से they come, they flirt here, they talk there, and then they're like, भाई ये तो game है. Game नहीं है भाई, तू एक बहुत बड़ा bitch है. That's literally it.
Yeah, that's quite a refreshing take. That makes the species more appealing to talk to. I've actually honestly don't have that many guy friends. So for me, it's because I bitch with all my girlfriends only. But that's refreshing to hear.
This person thinks that straight men should marry straight men.
Bro. That's crazy.
And I
They
fully,
must.
fully agree.
They must.
Straight men love to show off for other straight men.
Right.
Okay, today a straight man has more muscles because another straight man
And
was
loves
like, "Why?
muscles."
Kya muscles hai?" I
Yeah.
think straight men don't want you to ask them too many questions about your future. If you ask them when are you going to propose, they're like, "You're fucking my vibe." You
Yeah.
know, they're like, I'm on a bigger
Chal
path.
gym jaate hain.
Yeah. They don't want to talk deep. They don't want to, like really be held accountable.
Yeah.
And who better to cuddle with than another straight man when you feel that way?
Because I feel like men, when they sleep in the same room, also they cuddle only and sleep.
I agree.
Whether
I
it's with
agree.
another woman or a man, they need that body pillow.
Coming back again to Splitsvilla, when in the first 10 episodes, okay, all the women were walking around trying to talk to the different men.
Yeah.
All the men, especially this, was straight body contact the
With
entire
every
time.
man.
The entire time the men are holding hands or they're holding each other around
They
the waist.
jump, they straddle
they
each
straddle each
other.
other. After the dome,
Yeah.
they're lying on each other.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm like, this is some straight man
And they're
action.
fighting with the women. I agree. Yeah.
Gayest men I've ever met. Straight men.
Speaking of gay men, this person's hot take is gay incest is fine because there are no biological repercussions. Which really puts into perspective for me, men are only not fucking things because it's against the law. Like, otherwise, everything is fair game to them. Like, I don't think the biological problems or like that my child will be wonky is the only reason that I'm like, oh, I don't want to fuck my cousins. Like, I genuinely think that's a diabolical thought process where you're like, अच्छा वो तो pregnancy का risk नहीं है तो सबको fuck कर सकते. Like, it doesn't, it's not clocking to me personally.
I'm so thrown off by
I,
this.
I read it and I was like, really? Therapy should be mandatory. Like, I just cannot fathom that, like,
Then which room is safe?
You
If I
know-
can't even go and spend the summer at my grandmother's house with my cousins without the fear of my lesbian cousin wanting to have sex with me.
but, like, which cousin wants to fuck another cousin? Like, I'm
Comment down below if you are a
Dude,
cousin who wants to
when I
fuck.
had started my broadcast channel and I used to ask people for secrets, and across the board it would be like, oh, my cousin's so daddy and my cousin's so this. So I started calling them the cousin fuckers because I was like, this is ridiculous. But I genuinely think like incest porn is only a category because it's taboo, right?
I don't know now.
Like-
I'm a little. Maybe we're the outliers. We don't find our cousins dateable. I don't know. Yeah, I can't.
No, but I was like, when I read it, I was like, maybe I'm being conservative. So I did some research. I did a quick Google search.
Oh, I thought you asked all
And
your
it said-
cousins.
Hey, and a nude.
So Arjun just broke up.
That's disgusting. But I'm straight, so my kid would be wonky. But that I mean, I'm laughing so hard in Sindhis they marry cousins, but and they have children also with
They
said
marry their
cousin.
mamas also, but not in Sindhis.
Yeah,
Which I find even scarier.
that they do for property.
Yeah,
Yeah, which is
still scary.
how much property is worth it. I feel.
Whatever I own is not worth it.
But there's apparently no logical reason why gay incest is banned. It's just socially frowned upon, apparently. And I am frowning. Another one that I don't agree with is women who snitch on their girlfriends for cheating are misogynists. I get it, but I also don't get it. Like, heart of hearts, I'm like, sure. But
But in the text of
surface
text,
level.
it's like he drove.
just wanted to let you know.
Yesterday, she wasn't sleeping over at my house. She was fucking her side link.
No, I feel like I would only tell on a girl if I had proof. With a man, I just have to hear it as whisper through the air.
So the guy you won't, if a guy is cheating on his partner, you won't go and snitch
If a
on.
guy is cheating on his partner, I just have to hear a rumor and I will go and tell, like,
Oh,
hey.
but for the
with the woman, I
girl,
need to see it
You've
with my own
hired
two
the
eyes.
lady detective,
Yeah.
and you're like, I need to know.
She's sitting like the
Why are you
sabzi
in people's
mandi.
business so hard?
Me?
Yeah.
I love being in people's business. You know this about me. I'm in everyone's business. And fortunately, for my hobby of being in people's business, people really bring me into their business. So then it's fair game. And you know, one time I knew when I was 16, someone I knew was cheating on their boyfriend, and I was so fascinated that someone was actually doing this thing that happens in movies that I went and told all my friends. I was like, you know what? She's actually cheating. Like, she kissed another guy. And obviously, by the end of the day, the guy had heard about it.
Oh, I thought you went to him and be like,
No.
Did you know that this is a real thing that happens outside of movies? Your girlfriend is cheating on you.
Yeah, crazy. And he found out by the end of the day. And then the girl was like, why did you tell him? And I was like, I didn't tell him.
I just told everyone.
I just told everyone else. And I thought they will keep my secret. But I also feel like cheaters secretly want to get caught. So I'm just helping them.
So if you are cheating on someone, please write into Sakshi and
I'll do the rest
she'll do this.
through one episode.
My hot take is no one keeps a secret. Your
I-
secret is not even with your best friend. That secret is with everyone. It's with that rock from Hail Mary. Like everyone knows.
I feel like if you say don't tell anyone, no one tells anyone. But if you don't say it, then it could be the deepest, darkest thing, but everyone will know.
If you say don't tell anyone, one more person at least knows.
And for that one more person, it's just gossip.
So then two more people
That's
know.
true.
And then for them, it's just a rumor. So then everyone knows.
Everyone knows, yeah. Well, you know, and then it becomes less serious. If everyone knows and they're like, yeah, well,
Yeah.
then you're like,
No
yeah,
information is that scandalous.
well. No. I remember earlier it was like, oh my god, she got an abortion. And then everyone was like, okay,
Yeah. Share doctor.
let me know, huh? Like, I remember one time I had a pregnancy scare when I was like 18, but I was so scared of like this info being out there about me. I went to Suburban Diagnostics. I gave a full random name, but
Yeah.
my number because I needed the test result. So now every time I go to Suburban Diagnostics to get a test, it's just someone else's name, and I'll be like, oh, ये किसका? आप change करवा दो, and it's just me. Not pregnant, just in case anyone's
Pregnancy
wondering.
Shiv Dasani. That's not you. Plastic surgery is not that different from tattoos or piercings.
I don't agree.
Like in a good way or a bad way?
In a way, like, I just feel like it's so different. I feel like a tattoo or a piercing adds character to your body, and plastic surgery alters a feature of your body, which I don't have any problem if you want to alter a feature of your body. Another hot take that when we're on the subject of plastic surgery is that they think that people that have had any work done are not allowed to preach body positivity.
I agree.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't agree.
Why?
I just think anyone's allowed to preach. Look at the
That's why.
pastors.
That's why.
Like, it's better to like preach the right things and do the wrong things than preach the wrong things and do the wrong things. Not that plastic surgery is wrong.
Yeah, but this only that if like earlier it used to be that, you know, like a content creator or an actor would be like fully hairless, fully done, hair blown out, and be like, just show up the way you want to, you know. But you're fully fucking groomed.
Yeah.
So even on a day when you're fully groomed, you still look more put together than a person who's entirely ungroomed.
Yeah.
So I can't take you seriously. I can take you seriously for being cosmetic surgery or filler positive, and I'll take your opinion on that. But to say, oh, you should love yourself in whatever shape or form you are, but if you did, then why would you change that form?
You remember that influencer who made like a lot of content about being flat chested and then she got a boob job?
No.
Oh, There's this Asian influencer. I don't know if she's American Asian or just Asian, but her entire following of like 800K or something was because she was flat, and then she was like, actually, I just want to get a boob job.
Dude, I feel like most of us overcompensate because we're so insecure with
Yeah.
positive conversation, and then the minute you have access, you fully flip on that.
Yeah, because you're trying to monetize an insecurity.
Not even monetize. You're like, okay, if I say this to myself long enough, I might believe it, or I might not be the only person out there feeling like a freak.
Yeah.
And then like the minute you have access, you change yourself. And you're like, oh yeah, actually,
I'm a
nah.
freak.
I'm a freak.
Let's get freaky. But the tattoos and piercings thing, do you agree? Don't you agree? Do you
Yeah, I
not
think they're
agree?
different. I also like I have nothing against fillers and stuff. I just feel like you should get them done a little bit later in life, because when you get filler at a younger age or Botox at a younger age, you don't know what your face is gonna turn
Yeah.
into. And then every decade, if you're getting like maintenance treatments and stuff, you will end up looking more botched in the long run. So might as well just like suck up with the insecurity for a few decades, and then when your face is in a place to be the perfect canvas, quote unquote, then go for it.
I want to get filler soon.
You've been
But
saying
I
this
don't
for
know.
2 years.
Yeah,
now.
but I don't know what I want to get. I just want to change something.
That's
You
a
know what I'm
different
saying?
insecurity. I think every woman should have a fidget spinner, because if you leave them unattended for 2 minutes, something has happened. They've cut their bangs, they've gotten lip filler, they've gotten a tattoo, they've pierced their helix.
I'm going to pierce my ears soon. A second or third piercing. You just wait and watch. I feel like it adds character. Oh, another hot take that I have. I've said ooh like it's not something I know. But being a dog parent is much more fulfilling than being a human parent.
I'm removing myself from this conversation. Please
Let
go
me
for it.
explain.
Yes, please.
My dog is never going to be banned outside Tryst and call me like that. My dog is, I adjust for the first 1 year of his life where I train him everything. I wake him up, like he wakes me up in the morning. My sleep schedule is adjusted to him, and there are no surprises in the long run. If my dog doesn't like another dog, he doesn't have to interact with other dogs. If your kid doesn't like other kids, your kid is going to make your life hell, because you're going to have to go to school at any given point. If I want to go on a trip, I just have to pay someone or ask someone to take care of him. His routine is set. He won't express any, like, what's he going to do? No, I want my mama. He can't do it. He can't talk. Yeah. So
So basically, most of the pushback is because your kids can talk and communicate how dissatisfied with your parenting they are.
yeah. Yeah. I feel like up until 2 years, everyone finds kids extremely cute.
Yeah.
Because they behave exactly like dogs do for the rest of their life.
Yeah, and then only the guys.
And then someone said, you can only date someone having around the same disposable income as you.
Agree.
Yeah?
Yeah,
I think you can date people with different
different
disposable
above
income.
your income.
I think you can definitely date rich.
I definitely think we should bring that back.
But I think in India it is more unheard of. But also I think that people that brag about dating rich people are actually dating severely middle class people. But they just like showing off more.
I think for women, it kind of keeps you safe to date within your own disposable income group, because if you date somebody with less disposable income than you, then I feel like you anyway are ending up doing more of the work.
Yeah, and
Then
then,
you're
you're providing also is the pitch.
Yeah, and then the other part of there aren't enough men and women in similar setups, so society around you is already making your boyfriend feel like shit, and
As-
he's anyway feeling like insecure about the fact that like you're not
Out earning them.
you're out earning them. So I feel like it just sets up that couple for failure. You have to be very secure in that relationship.
Wouldn't you say that a lot of traditional arranged marriages kind of are looking for a richer man for the woman?
Yeah, because I feel like also in an arranged marriage setup, typically they don't want the woman to work. So then you might as well look for someone who can provide. Is the thing. But I remember reading something, and I don't actually quote me on it. I don't know the source, but it's like men would rather be broke than live with someone who out earns them, like statistically.
Is that, do you guys feel like that? No.
Oh,
All the freeloaders are sitting in our
oh,
office.
literally all them. But obviously, the men that work don't believe that. It's the people that are not working.
No, I don't agree.
What do
I
you
had an
mean?
ex who was very, he's like, no, you can't make more money than me. He
Then
got
you make
stressed.
more money.
Yeah, then I did.
Oh, no, not you.
Oh.
I'm saying if statistically, if you don't, if you don't want someone to
Yeah.
out earn you, is the logic that we both have no money, or is the logic that you go get fucked or something for money because money to has to come in?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. The fucking entitlement of like, hey, firstly, I have one more degree than you, bitch. Okay, so I am in my right to ask for more money. Now I've gotten more money, and you're having a little cry over the fact that how did you come and try to ask for more money than me? I'm feeling stressed, but I won't do anything about it. You go and you ask for less money.
पैसा तो चाहिए तुम कमा. Yeah, no, I fully.
Karina
Then-
also has an anecdote.
Yes.
I dated a guy for like 7-8 months. Like I was seeing him, and he was never paying for anything. Like I was the one paying for all the dinners, all the lunches, and he was quite all right with it. I don't know if it's I don't know if I was all right with it, but he was okay.
In that situation, I'm like, are you clocking that this is happening? And is there a Dior lip gloss in your purse? Because
Yeah.
I don't see you putting an extra effort to be super groomed to be sitting here to get this free lunch.
Yeah,
Dude,
he didn't even
literally.
shave, right?
After I feel like once in a month, if I have to split the bill, okay. Every single time when you're just sitting there, maybe it's my internalized patriarchy or whatever the fuck.
It fully
but
is.
just pick up the check. It's not that serious. Like, I feel like men only want feminism when it's like, then we will split the bill. Otherwise, there's no like, okay, I'll do the laundry, I'll do the cooking, I'll do the cleaning, and I'll also split the bill with you. It makes no fucking sense. Which is another one, which is that women empowerment is just a master plan by men because they only had one job, which is to provide, and they want to share the load of that.
Okay. Yeah.
Agree?
Great plan.
Does everyone
Great
agree?
plan. Do it again.
Yeah.
I disagree.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what they want you to think. That's all. That's the master plan.
That's like Raghu and Rajiv Singh. ये जो तू आ जाए ना बेटा, तू आ जाए ना. मैं 10 साल पहले से था. तू जहाँ सोता है ना वहाँ हम जागते हैं. That vibe. No.
I think it was. I think modern day feminism has gotten to the point where women are like, we too are going to split the bill. We want to do
Yeah,
all of
yeah,
this,
yeah.
but we're doing now double work.
No, now the job market is so bad, the men are genuinely not getting employed, and then they're like, yeah, actually, we think that
Just
we-
working on a few things. Yeah, I'm just talking to this man. You know, he has a business of flower growing in the Philippines.
We live in a world where a global sensation like Drake gives people the ick. And वो तो बहुत successful है.
Yeah.
So you can understand उसके नीचे जितने भी लोग हैं.
But Drake is quite equal.
He's very equal. I'm like, if you know the fact that he's a 45-year-old man, like, kind of.
I don't know.
It's not
And
a
then
vibe.
he had a child who didn't want to claim publicly.
Yeah.
Trash.
Cute kid.
I've never seen him.
Okay.
I don't like his name.
Okay.
I can't believe he named him Abed just because he wanted to say my bed. Like,
What?
because his whole song was, I only love my bed and my mama. And he had just had the kid whose name is Abed.
So
So
he's
people
Ma
were like,
Bed.
Abed. Like, he actually said, I only love our bed and my mama. But I'm sure he did it only for the lyric. Which,
I didn't know you were such a Drake fan, you know.
dude, unfortunately, someone had shared his nude with me. I just can't look
You
at
had
him
me at the
anymore.
nude.
People who are obsessed with gym and make it their personality are under psychosis.
Yes.
That's
Agree.
literally me. And I don't agree. I feel like people who are not obsessed with the gym actually don't have hobbies and just hate people that are physically pushing themselves.
Also agree. Both
Yeah.
people can be at psychosis.
Yeah, it's a spectrum.
It's a spectrum.
When you're in a relationship, a one-off sexting incident with a random stranger is not a big deal.
No. No, it's a very big deal.
Sexting is worse than fucking someone.
No.
Because you're literally not getting anything except, like, you're leaving a paper trail. It's embarrassing. It's so much more, unless you're using Snapchat, which I don't promote in any way. But sexting is worse because you're not even getting any pleasure out of it. You're just doing it to
No.
play in my face.
What if someone's like a English honors and they they really enjoy the sext?
Then that's worse because they really enjoy it more than physical touch.
Yeah.
And gross.
I think most women enjoy sext more than physical touch. That's my hot take.
My hot take is kissing is the best part of sex. Like, after kissing, when you have to spread your legs, honestly, I'm down to go home. Like,
I think a good handhold, and I've said this before.
like a
hold my
cuddle.
hand. Yeah, hold
Yeah.
my hand.
Oh, someone has a hot take on hand holding. They
Yeah.
said that touching feet under the table is more romantic than holding hands.
Yeah, if you're cheating on someone, for sure.
I think holding hands actually quite uncomfortable.
Holding hands is the best.
Yeah, but like, after a while, if your hand is up, then your shoulder is like that. But if it's down, then your partner's hand is heavier than yours. So then you're like that. And it's just not a vibe.
Which Hulk Hogan are you dating?
Dude, I got so upset at the relationship taping because Arjun's hand was on my shoulder, and after a while it was hurting quite a bit. So I was like, your hand is really fat, take it off me. Physical touch is repelling. Okay. Grooms who put makeup for their wedding are ick. Disagree.
Disagree.
If I'm sitting for 3 hours in a makeup chair, then at least a little foundation, some concealer, and some blush.
Yeah, but well done. Like,
Yeah.
sometimes, because it's the first time they're doing it, it's very cakey.
Yeah.
The color correctors, like, you can feel the orange.
Like Karan Kundra on Desi Bling.
Yeah.
He's looking
Not
the best.
Sundra.
Not Sundra.
Looking Kundra. That hit genuinely. Thanks, guys. I can't believe you laughed at that. I'm so.
Someone's is, which is literally the anorexia anthem. There's no flavor better than skinny. Which is so untrue. Everything tastes better. Like, that's the problem. Is that everything tastes better than looking skinny feels. Crazy. No one has any notes. And this person genuinely thinks is a hot take. It is not. People need to stop feeding pigeons.
I agree.
Yeah.
Oh.
Everyone
then fine.
agrees.
Then moving forward.
I just felt like I feel bad because we domesticated them and then we like let them to fend for themselves. You know what I mean?
That's fair. Like trad wives. Someone has said age gap relationships are fucked up, but they work. It's an unequal partnership in an unequal society, which makes them perfectly primed to go the distance. I too like being captured by an older man. Life in captivity sounds fun.
It works for some people. I won't. For some people, I'm like, if you dated someone your own age, it would have not worked out.
A clock is right, like even a broken clock is right 2 times a day.
Yeah.
But it's not like age gap relationships work
What did
better.
what the fuck?
It's a great, like, it's like you can just say this about anything and be like, of course, for some
Oh,
people
like that. I
it
thought you were
works.
talking about. Okay, fine. Yeah.
Oh.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, broken clock is right 2
yeah,
times
yeah.
a day, like me right now. No, but I think when I picture a age gap relationship, I usually end up picturing the man being older, and for some reason, older men really give me the ick. So I'm not able to understand why it doesn't give other people the ick.
Conversely, I've now that like I'm in my mid 30s, I keep getting these reels of like women being like, now that we're older, let's start dating younger, and the younger guys are now hot.
Yeah,
Grossest thing I've ever seen in my life. I can't find a young man good looking.
they look like children.
They look like, I've babysat them once
Yeah.
in their lives.
And in fact, I think a lot of Indian couples that are getting married and going on their honeymoon, when you see their pictures, they literally look like they've gone for a trip with their parents and their siblings. Like, why is everyone looking like children? What's going on?
Because they're getting married so much earlier.
You think so?
Yes,
I'm talking about people my age.
so much earlier than my age. Yeah.
You got married at my age.
I did, but I was the only person in my friend group who got married.
Oh.
They're all single
Oh.
to this day.
At least she had one marriage. On that note.
Yeah. On that note, subscribe to this channel, hype this episode if you liked it, and we shall see you next week. And Hot Takes is going to be a format. We've just discovered it. When we see you next time, please have a drink ready and let's do this together. Love you. Bye-bye.
Bye. Did you tell them to follow?
Oh yeah, follow.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Bye.